Marches down the middle of the street happen all the time in Washington. There are small marches around the Capitol over immigration. There are big marches like the Progressive Women's March back in 2017. Conservative marches like the Tea Party March on Washington back in 2009. Many marches come and go, but one march has happened every year since 1974, the anti-abortion march known as the March for Life. For years, it was all about overturning Roe v. Wade.
Roe may be overturned. It's just different now.
Meet Mark Harrington, an opponent of abortion and an activist who will be among the thousands marching Friday in Washington. He says the reason this march is still happening is because the Supreme Court last year didn't end the debate over abortion. They just evolved it. This year's march won't be going to the Supreme Court like previous years. Instead, it's heading to the Capitol, where it's unclear how Congress will handle this issue in the years to come. Will Democrats prevail and get Roe v. Wade protections enshrined into federal law? Or will conservatives win with new abortion restrictions?
There still is a federal aspect to this.
The reality, though, is the abortion fight over the next few years is more likely to play out in the deserts of Arizona or the beaches of Florida than on the National Mall, with state legislatures and state Supreme Courts already modifying and clarifying laws. Harrington says opponents of abortion like him will use this week's march to rally supporters, including faith leaders, to help defeat expected ballot measures. Last year, his side lost elections in conservative states like Kansas and Montana.
We're going to have to fight back and defeat these ballot measures.
For supporters of abortion rights,
it's a challenging week.
This week's march is always tough to watch. Jamie Manson is the president of Catholics for Choice. She helps people realize just how damaging the Supreme Court opinion has been for so many women. 13 states now ban most abortions.
Enormous suffering, especially for women, children, families who are already suffering for other injustices.
Manson had hoped the march would evolve this year and focus on life issues beyond the topic of abortion. Her message to faith leaders attending: remember, many of the people in your pews support abortion rights.
Pope Francis himself has said abortion is an important issue, but it is not the only issue.
Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.